Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Pastor Craig Matheson from Christian Counseling here in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Hey listen, I hope you're having a great day today. I really do. You know, I've written a book, and I've been talking about this book through the past several videos on my YouTube channel here on Christian Counseling, Haverhill, Massachusetts, and it's entitled Sex, Romance, Marriage, and Relationships. Sex, Romance, Marriage, and Relationships. And you know, I wrote this book out of 40 years of experience with two areas in my life. And this is what I do for a living. I'm a pastor for 40 years, and I'm also, guess what? I'm also a Christian counselor for a long time. So, you know, I've had a lot of experience. I've looked at a lot of situations and different things and so forth. So I really hope and pray that you're going to really be blessed by this in what I'm saying and what I'm doing and so forth. You know, I've counseled hundreds of people, thousands of, hundreds of couples rather, thousands of people over the years. And I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about people. I've learned a lot about personalities. I've learned a lot about how people think about things. I've learned a lot about when we think distorted thoughts and how that Romans chapter 12, verse 2 comes into play. That we're transformed by the renewing of our mind, of changing the way we think about things. Very important. So I'd like to talk about the next chapter of my book, chapter 9. And it's entitled, How Do I Establish Healthy Relationships? Why don't I have any close friends? A lot of people don't have close friends. What's a close friend? What's my definition of a close friend? A close friend would be someone that you can tell anything to, even things, secret things that you might be embarrassed to share, and yet trust them and know that they would never breach a confidentiality and never tell anybody else what you shared with them, which stays with them. That's a close friend. A close friend is somebody that you're in trouble. Guess what? They're going to be right there to help you out. That's right. You do something wrong, terribly sinful, they're not going to judge you and walk away from your relationship. They're going to embrace you and say, how can I help you through this? How can I help you get out of this? That's a close friend. Now, so many people don't have close friends these days. They don't. Sometimes that might be rooted in how a person feels about themselves. Well, I don't really deserve any close friends because I'm just unworthy. I'm not good enough. I can't do nothing right. Nobody's going to want me anyway, so I'm not even going to try to have a friend. I'll just live alone. Lonely existence. I won't relate. It's dangerous if you don't relate, because God created us for relationship, first and foremost with Him, and secondly with other people. It's like the sign of the cross. The sign of the cross, okay? You have relationship with God. That is your vertical relationship. And you have relationship with other people. That's your horizontal relationship. Do you follow what I mean? And both of those pieces of wood join together. It's important that you know that. Okay. So in the book, in this particular chapter, I talk about 11 ingredients of divine love. God, you know, relationships, look in the Bible. From Genesis chapter 1 all the way through to the end of Revelation in the Bible, okay? God talks about relationships. Life's all about relationships. You want to drive somebody crazy? You put them in solitary confinement, leave them there for several months, don't let them talk to anybody, not even a word, nothing at all, no media, no TV, no cell phone, no nothing. That person's going to start to go insane. Why? They have no relationships, and God created us for that very purpose of relationship. If you don't have close friends, you need to establish some close friends. It's very important. You got to try to be a people person. Well, I'm introverted. I'm not sure about that, Pastor Craig. Well, that's okay that you're introvert, but you got to also relate to people. You got to engage when you're with people in conversations and so forth. Relations are a great thing. I look at it this way, you know. A relationship is like when you relate to somebody, you find out more about yourself. It's like they're a mirror, and you're going ahead and you're relating to them, and in that mirror you see yourself. I'm not saying you necessarily have to be like them. how you talk to somebody, how easily you get offended, how you take things, how you listen to somebody. You know, all those things have to do with relationships. We're all created for relationship. Very important. That's why one of the words in my book is relationships. Right? Talks about a few things in my book. Talks about sex. Biblical, why God has created sex, and so forth. Talks about romance between a husband and wife. Talks about marriage. Very important. Talks about relationships. Let me ask you a question today. How's your relationship with yourself right now? Do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel bad about yourself? Do you feel unworthy? How do you feel about yourself? Relationships. All right. 11 ingredients of divine love. Okay? I took this from the book of course, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 1 through 7, which is the absolute best definition of love. What should that be? How should that look? You hear that at weddings a lot of times. You know, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, love and so forth at weddings for the reading and so forth. And okay, good. All right, number 1 is love suffereth long. Boy, doesn't it ever. It means patience. Number 2, love is kind. It's kind. Love is kind. I remember one time, I just did a little tiny thing. I thought it was nothing. I was at the post office, and when I went to the post office, a woman was coming up, was coming up about maybe, 8 feet away, maybe 10 feet away from me. And I do it anyway for anybody. I just held the door open for her. Didn't know who she was. Didn't matter. I do that on a regular basis. If I see somebody from my peripheral image, in other words, the corner of my eye, if I'm going into a thing, I'm going to open up a door. Okay, so I just hold the door open for somebody. I just let them get, When I did that, I couldn't believe her expression. She looked at me like I just gave her $100. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm like, oh my God, what did I just do? I just held the door open. But people in this world are starving for love. They're starving for affection. They're starving for somebody just to be nice, courteous in society. You know what I mean? So love is kind. Be kind. Love is not envious. I envy that person. My next door neighbor just got a new car, for crying out loud. I'm going to get a new car. God, why didn't I get a new car? I'm going to get a better car than them. Or how about the cell phone deal? The new cell phone just came up. My buddy just got it for $1,000. Now I got to run out and get one. Don't worry about it. I bought a cell phone from Amazon for $350. It's an S7 Galaxy. It's beautiful, as far as I'm concerned, even though it's like 3 or 4 generations back, or whatever you want to call it. It works for me. I'm not going to go out and pay $1,000 for a phone. Yikes. And again, if you did, though, I'm not judging you. If you got the money, you wanted to do it, fine. But it's just that it's not for me. All right, anyway. No, my salary anyway. I couldn't afford it. All right, number 3, love is not envious. Number 4, love vaunteth not itself. It vaunteth not itself, the King James. It does not boast, does not show off or brag. Well, you know something? I'm the greatest person since sliced bread. I'm the gift to all society. I'm so good. Look at me. That's terrible. That's vaunteth. Vaunting yourself. Number 5, love is not puffed up. It's not proud, arrogant, conceited, or self-righteous. It's not having the big head. Number 6, love does not behave itself unseemly. It's not rude, impolite, offensive, and discourteous. Number 7, love is not self-seeking. No selfish or self-centeredness. Love is not easily provoked. It's not easily angered, aggravated, annoyed, and irritated. Number 9, love thinketh no evil. Yeah, keeping a record of wrongs. I wrote my book, Many Christians Get Historical Concerning Past Offenses. Learn to forgive and forget. One pastor one time was preaching one time, he's from Louisiana. He said, you know something, church, I'm telling you here right now. When a husband and wife are arguing, many times the wife What do you mean by that? Well, honey, do you remember on January the 2nd in 1995 when you said that you didn't like the pink shirt I was wearing? That hurt my feelings. Carrying grudges, remembering past wrongs, and just doing that over and over and over again. That's not good. God does not want you to do that in any way, shape, or form. Forgive one another and just learn to try to forget. And don't bring up the stuff all over again. Love does not count wrongs. Okay? The Bible says that. Next, 10. Love does not rejoice in iniquity. What's iniquity? It's another word for sin. It's not delighting in evil or sin. Not rejoicing when a Christian backslides. Love rejoices in the truth. Number 11. Love bears all things. It believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Love always protects, trusts, hopes, and perseveres. That's love. I write in the book, in this chapter, some of the problems in establishing healthy relationships. And I talk about the 11 relationships of life in the book as well. So anyway, I hope and pray that you were blessed by this little short video today. Just a little word of wisdom, that's all. Hopefully you can order my book, Sex, Romance, Marriage, and Relationships, $11.95 plus $2 shipping. And contact me through any one of those 3 ways. Email, phone call, write a letter, whatever you want to do to get a copy of the book. May God bless you and have a great day.